This is functional range conditioning controlled articular rotations, or FRC CARs, if you prefer an acronym. I do this every morning at about 20 to 30% intensity, just to kind of prime my joints for the day, keep the ranges of motion that I already have, and I use it at about 50 to 70% effort as a warm-up for all my workouts, and it's basically the only warm-up that I need to do. I tell all my clients it takes me about 15 minutes, so I thought I would record it and see if I'm telling them the truth. One little note before we get into it. Everything that we do will have a closing and an opening side of the joint. So here, opening side, closing side. Any pain that you feel in the closing side, anything that's other than a sensation other than the muscle working, if it's hot, painful, sharp, any of that sort of stuff, I don't want you to work through it. I want you to not work into that range. So say that's here, you start to get a little pinch or something similar, you just come around it until you can go through the rest of the rotation. So let's get into it. We are going to start with cervical spine or your neck. So from here, I want you to find a little bit of tension by making fists and punching them towards the floor. Chin drops towards the chest, and then you scrape the chin along the collarbone. You're looking as far left as you can. Start to drop the ear back, bringing the chin up and around, all the way over. Try and keep the ribs in. So we're trying not to compensate here as you look as far to the right as you can, and then bring the chin back down. Same thing, same direction, all the way over to the left. Drop the ear back. So the ribs aren't moving here, your spine isn't helping your neck move, even though it's technically part of your spine. Bring it all the way down. And then reverse directions, look as far right as you can. Try not to let the shoulders move here. Think everything from the shoulders down is stuck in concrete as you look as far to the left as you can. And bring it down. Also try and keep a nice steady pace. And keep the same pace the whole way through, so you're not speeding through some bits and slow through others. Try and find kind of every corner of this, but again, not working into pain. Nice. From here, we are going to get into spine. So cross your arms over your chest, and I want you to fold forward or flex forward as much as you can. But what I don't want to happen is this kind of bending at the hips. So you're just finding as much spine motion as you can here before anything changes in the hip. And then you're going to twist to your left. From here, side bend over. Think again, hips stuck in concrete. As you start to extend through the spine, lift the sternum, so you're going as far back as you can, trying not to get the hips to move. Twist over to the right. And then back to that starting position. Same thing. Twist to the left, side bend. And remember, if you're doing this in the morning routine with say 20 to 30% effort, there might be a little bit more movement or slight compensation compared to if you're using a lot more full body tension in the warm-up. Nice. Find that flexion again, reverse directions. Twist to the right, side bend. Climb up the spine, finding as much extension as you can. Bring it all the way around. Side bend left. Pull it back. And then twist to the right, side bend. Extend back. All the way around. Pull it down. Elbows back to the starting position. Nice. From here, we're going to get into shoulders. So you're going to start to bring your right arm across your body, palm faces up. You're trying to find as much external rotation through the shoulder as you can. Starting to bring the thumb behind you and bring it overhead. Notice here, if to take the arm overhead, you have to arch into your spine or pop the ribs. That is not your shoulder, that is your spine working as shoulder, and that is a compensation we don't want. So maybe your arm only truly gets to here, great, that's where you go to, Maybe you can get a little bit further without the ribs popping. Start to twist your arm away from you. So bicep spirals behind you. Reach through the fingers, reach back behind you. Keep spiraling. So the palm should be facing away from you as you bring it past the leg. And then start to reverse out. Reach as far back as you can. Start to unwind. Think torso is solid. Basically everything in your body, apart from your arm, is stuck in concrete and we don't want it to move. One more time here. Palm faces up, bring it across the body. Thumb starts to track behind you. And then think, bring the thumb forwards and then start to spiral it away, finding more of a spiral through that bicep as you bring it around and down. And then reach back. Try and keep the elbow nice and straight here as you unwind. Bring it up and over. Palm faces up and down. Nice. Other side. From here, left arm across. Palm faces up. Notice on this side, pause on this first round. Notice if the ribs want to pop. Keep that in as you reach up, start to spiral away. Keep spiraling as you reach behind you. Torso stays facing straight ahead, knuckles past the leg. And then reverse out. Keep reaching through the fingers, elbows stay straight. Bring it up and over. Coming back into that external rotation. And again, up. Keep spiraling, reach behind you. Try and keep everything else solid. Elbow stays nice and straight. You might notice the wrist trying to bend. That's a pretty common compensation. It's one I have to watch out for. Bring it over and down. Nice. From here, getting into your scapula or shoulder blades. I want you to bring your hands out in front of you and then find about 30 degrees. I hope that's 30 degrees. I don't have a protractor on me. From here, you're going to lift your shoulder blades up. Retract them back, so squeeze them together. Slide them down and punch them forward. Arms stay on the same angle. They can lift up and down slightly, obviously, as you punch forward again. And then reverse directions. Squeeze them back. Make sure you keep the ribs in as you lift up. Punch forward. Still try and make this as circular as you can as you depress down. Retract back. Elevate up. And punch forward. Beautiful. From here, elbows and wrists. So, elbow crease faces forward, and I want it to stay facing forward the whole time, so you can glue the elbows to your sides. Karate chop hands. So this stays nice and flat. We're not doing this. Think about the air being about 30% thicker, and then do an imaginary bicep curl. So bring the hands towards the shoulders. They'll be slightly outside the line of the shoulders. Flip them over into pronation. Make sure your elbow creases are still facing straight ahead as you bring it down through that thick air. Palms face up again. Bring it up. Flip it over. Take it down. And then reverse. So reverse bicep curl. Back of the hands come to the shoulders. Flip it open. Bring it down. And last time over. Bring it up. Flip it over. And down. Nice. From here, elbows can come to your sides. And we're getting into the wrists. Same thing, hand stays nice and flat. We're not curling the fingers. Start to bring the pinky edges of your fingers towards each other and then send them down. So show me your palms, but we're not doing this. So I don't want the forearms to roll in. I want them to stay facing up the whole time. Imagine your phone is balancing there and you don't want it to slip off. So show me your palms, thumbs go out slightly, and then show me the back of your hands. Again, pinky fingers in. Show me your palms. Send the thumbs out. Show me the back of your hands. And then reverse directions. This should feel like quite a lot of work in the forearms and the wrists. It's not just a plain wrist circle. We're really trying to get the flexors and extensors to work here. Bring it up and shake it out. And just know as well that with the scaps, the elbows, and the wrists, you can do those individually, so one at a time. And I would totally recommend that if you have more time. But in the essence of just getting people to do their CARs, I'm totally happy for you to double up. From here, hips. You want a wall or something to balance on, because if we do hip CARs freestanding, you're mostly going to be concentrating on your balance and not actually on your hip mobility. So make sure you have something to lean on to find your balance. Again, ribs stay in, core is on, glutes are squeezed. From here, you are going to kick your left leg across your body, so finding adduction, but we're not twisting the hip. So it just goes straight across, and then start to lift the foot and the knee at the same time, so finding some external rotation, and then start to lift the hip high. You're lifting the knee high to find hip flexion. Should have explained that better. From here, you're not hitching the hip. So you're just lifting that knee, take it wide, and then start to kick it back behind you. So we're finding internal rotation here. Again, ribs stay in, squeeze your glutes, spine doesn't change. So as you take the knee back, we're not doing this. Keep it all together, match the knees, feel the back of the leg working, and then take it back out. Around, knee comes high, bring the foot across the body, and then straighten the leg down. One more time like that, bring it up, find the external rotation, out, kick it behind you into internal rotation, finding hip extension, match the knees. Keep that spine nice and solid, so again, you're not arching into the back as you bring it out and around, over, and extend. Other side. Start to kick the foot across the body, and then lift the foot and the knee at the same time. So external rotation, and then lift the knee high, start to take it open. Start to kick the foot behind you, so find that internal rotation. Keep squeezing the glutes, bring the knees around to match. Try not to arch into the back or let the ribs flare. And then reverse out of it, coming all the way back, same way that you came in. Kick the foot across and down. Nice, last time. Bring it up, open, kick it back, all the way around. And reverse out. If you hear any or you feel any snaps or crackles or pops and they're not accompanied by pain, extend the leg straight and relax. Then I'm all good with it. Any of those little sensations that you feel, as long as they're not painful, totally fine. From here, you're going to come to sit, and we're going to get into knees and ankles and toes. So you're going to start by bringing your left arm under your left knee, strap onto your right bicep, and then hold on to the top of your knee. Flex the foot towards you and turn your toes out so you can start to see your shin externally rotate, so your knee is externally rotating. Maybe your shin moves as much as mine, maybe it doesn't, maybe it moves more. It's totally fine. Just find as much as you can. Start to extend up. Don't lock the knee out. Toes come in, bring it down. Send the toes out, extend up. Don't let the thigh move here as you bring it back down. Keep the toes in, extend up, take it out, bring it down. We only want that rotation to come from the knee, not from the hip. Extend up, toes out, bring it down. From here, bring your hand, don't slap yourself like I just did, bring your hand to your shin. Flex the foot towards you, and then you're going to start to bring toes in, send it down. So the shin bone isn't moving. You'll feel the muscles of the shin moving, but think only ankle and foot moving, making the biggest circle you can without anything else coming along for the ride. So if the shin starts to move, then make the circle smaller. Reverse directions, send the toes down, in, and up, and one more time, down, in, and up. Nice, switch sides. So right arm under the right knee, hold on to the left bicep, and then the top of the knee. Flex the foot towards you, send the toes out, start to extend up, toes in, bring it back down. Toes out, extend up. Again, don't lock the knee out. Bring it in and down, and then extend it up, out, down, in. Last time, extend up, externally rotate the knee, bring it down and in. Hand comes to the shin, flex the foot towards you, and again, biggest circles you can make as the toes come in, out, up, but with control. I would much rather, changing directions, that you make the circle smaller and more controlled and gradually establish more control and bigger circles versus doing really big circles thinking that like you're smashing it, but actually all your other joints are coming along for the ride to help. From here, we're going to finish off with toes. So lift just your big toes off the mat. Notice if they want to go kind of in or across your body, or you collapse the arches either on the outside or inside edge. You want toes straight up and straight back down. Again, lift up and drop them down. This time, lift just the outer four toes up and drop them down. Outer four toes up and drop them down. Lift all of the toes up, drop just the big toe down, bring it back up, and again, just the big toe, bring it back up, spread the toes. See if you can piano key them, so drop one at a time from the pinky to the big toe. One last time, spread them, drop them down, and we are done. That is your CARs routine. Thank you so much for following along with me, and do that every day. Your joints will thank you.